Good evening, folks, and welcome back to Alien Addict. This is the show where we discuss all things UFOs and aliens to the paranormal, and our pursuits into the mysteries or the unexplained. Welcome on in. We are closing into Halloween. I cannot believe how quickly it has gone, because I was speaking to Hidden about our... Obviously, next week on Wednesday, we're going to be doing a Halloween special, but I just realized as I was looking through the calendar, next Friday is the 31st, so we are going to have our own Halloween show. I just could not believe how quick it's gone. It's nearly a year since I started doing Alien Addict. I think it was like the end of, actually beginning of February, closing up to a year. But yeah, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. But I hope everyone's having a fantastic Friday and feeling a lot refreshed now, off the codeine, as one would say. But yeah, thank bloody God, no, I touch wood in my head, no pain. That's right, Puck Elf. Hey, how's it going, brother? Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you. And yeah, let's just go through chat. Paganly Productions. I remember I actually have Google Translate because there's some like this one I can't pronounce. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I hope you're doing well, brother. Nice to see you. I will actually put your name through Google Translate because I'm a Tamil reader. Just a little secret. We all know anyway. One True Saxon. I hope you're doing well, brother. Yes, your email that you sent. I just had a little look when I was going through my other email addresses, and yes, I have received it. So give me to like tomorrow, man, and we'll sort it out. I think you have one book that I actually do have, and that's Above Top Secret by Timothy Good. But I'll double check. But yeah, I hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. Also, Rotary Matrix. Happy 420. Yes, a lot less for me today because my God, if you saw me on Wednesday, I was like proper Chinese eyes, man. But yeah, Rocket Balloon himself, Bob Lazar. Nice to see you, brother. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Corbell's cat. Nice to see you. Happy Friday. What's we got on here? Yeah, that's the other one there. Yeah, so I will pronounce your name correctly. Give me a second. But I hope you're doing well. Welcome into the show. I think you're new to the chat, and hopefully today would be a bit entertaining because the Tuesday show. No, it was the Wednesday show before Hiddens. I think John Strokes and She Pop Pop. I'm just going to go quickly before I forget anyone. I think that's everyone. Hangs tight. Welcome on in. Happy Friday. So yeah, the show that I did on Wednesday, it was like an hour before the live show with Hidden. I must apologize because the content that I was showing, right? Okay, bear in mind it was TikTok videos. It's a bit of an experiment, really. A bit of an experiment. It was to see whether or not I can pull in the views with the TikTok videos. And to be honest with you, it's a whole shebang when it comes to trends, you know. You always see like the half face of people going like with like the shitty AI. I'm not going to name who it is, you know, the channels and that, but it was what clicks, clickbait, basically. That's what it is. And to be honest, the TikTok videos were so piss poor. And I did show some of my video footage as well, which I have to admit wasn't that great. And I got some more of them to show today. But yeah, it was a bit of an experiment, and I'm not too sure. I might just focus on doing my magazines on Tuesdays. We'll see. Just like an hour show, you know, hour live show. Nothing too hectic. But my God, TikTok is a cesspool, brother and sisters. So yeah, everyone's done Happy Friday. Just something I want to talk about just briefly, right? I'm going to bring up my bootcamp lot because they're quite special to me. Yes, the people, Paul Robinson. How's it going, brother? Happy Friday. Nice to see you. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, oh my God. TikTok, it was horrendous. I mean, I felt embarrassed. I was like, why am I got to suggest people to all this awful material? Bear in mind, it's all ball of lights, but there was a lot of AI crap, a lot of nonsense that goes with it. But anyway, just quickly, there's one thing I was speaking to my bootcamp teacher about. I haven't got him on this photograph, but this is my people that I train with every Monday and Friday. These are like normal people, normies. And I was listening to Joe Rogan. I can't remember what episode it was. It was with Johnny Bravo, I think his name is. Eddie Bravo, I think that's what his name is. Please correct me, guys, in chat. And he was saying, he made this phrase. He said he was at a party and he was very curious or very, I would say, wary of what people to speak to and who to speak to. And he said something, a quote. He said, he was having a conversation with somebody, and he said to this person, do you believe the moon landings were real? Or do you believe that we went to the moon? I said Johnny Bravo, and no, that's a cartoon thing, isn't it? A fucking idiot. It's Eddie Bravo. Yeah, my bad. My bad. Yeah, and he said to the person, he says, do you believe that we went to the moon? And the guy said, yes. He says, oh, I can't be your friend. And I thought, hold on a minute. Like, that's a very conspiracy theory minded way of approaching people. Is like, you just want to talk about conspiracies. And in one way, yes, I'm very conspiracy minded, according to Grok. As I, hey, Chilston, nice to see you, man. How's it going? Yeah, I googled my Nick from Alien Addict. Is he trustworthy? And apparently, I'm not, because I'm very conspiracy minded. But I don't go and show it to people, but especially my boot camp people. We're there just to exercise. I mean, once I'm in that gym, we have a good laugh, good banter, and I'm quite lucky to actually call these people friends. But it was just that comment that Eddie Bravo made. I was like, why be so selective of people? Because you just want to talk about conspiracies. I mean, not everything's about conspiracy theory. Do you know what I mean? And I'm finding this community, I mean, this goes with the UFO community as well, is that they're very... Being in the UFO community, you are going to be looking at conspiracies, isn't it? When you look at it, I mean, I guess UFOs is, I guess, a conspiracy theory, but not like the deep dives that we normally do. You know, the very dark related topics. But I find this community is just very like, especially like during the pandemic sort of times, like, oh, those vaccinated people. And look, I was one of these people as well. But the more I start to go out and interact with normies, as one would say, it's like, oh, actually, no, you're just like normal people, you know, and they call me the sci-fi kid. And in one way, it's good to sort of step out of... It's like a good comfort zone, isn't it? Because not everything's about conspiracies. Everyone can tend to go behind your TV screens, or not TV screens, your blank screens, or like your phone, looking at material that is just... it doesn't do your mental health any good. And that's one thing I've learned this year. And there's one thing I've learned as well from my bootcamp teacher, which I wanted to say. Don't worry, we'll get off this topic in a minute. Don't worry. Is not to give a shit what other people think. And it's a very, very difficult thing to do. And he is the epitome of basically, do you know what? I don't give a fuck what you think about me. Who cares? And it's so difficult not to get like triggered. Oh my God, what you Saxon? My son Bobby said the Germans went to the moon first. Oh, spicy one. Well, actually, technically, yeah, Bobby's kind of right on that one. Hey, Bobby, shout out to Bobby. Hope you have a good day, brother. I was going to say 420, but I don't think you're old enough yet. In terms of technology, with the help of the Germans through Operation Paperclip and Werner von Braun and his friends and co-workers, so to speak, as well as I forgot his bloody name now. So I need to revisit. But yes, in technical terms, you could say, yeah, the Germans went to the moon first because it was their technology that brought the Americans allegedly to the moon. Do you know what? I don't know about the moon. Since I did that live show with Hidden about the moon landings, I'm not too sure. I'm 50-50 on it. But I have to admit, NASA, even looking at their backtrack record, they have faked a lot of material. Even with the 3i Atlas stuff, which I'm not going to talk about today, guys. Don't worry. Is that the fact that they're quiet on that still? What does NASA stand for? Never a straight answer. I guess so. The technology, this is it. Puck Elf. Yeah, sorry, mate. Yes, in terms of technology-wise, it was the Germans. Because it will be traced back to like the V1 rocket that blew the crap out of this country. It's a shame. Actually, we're looking through like World War II. I'm actually quite surprised that the whole Blitz could have been avoided to a certain degree. Yeah. I tell you what, I could do like a follow-up on Operation Paperclip, because that is immensely fascinating. Because yes, I know the scientists went into NASA, various agencies, into like I said, the space agency, but pharmaceutical companies, and even the intelligence agency, and that sort of aspect does not get talked about. Very, very interesting. But yeah, I was actually talking to someone who is high up in the Navy, and we were talking about that Hellfire rocket missile that hit that UAP. I was like, what do you think about that? And he was giving me some like variations of obviously the ones that don't explode. Even he thought that was quite odd, that footage. But I mentioned about even he mentioned about the V2 rocket that the Germans had. They even had like television guided cameras like inside the V2 rockets. I think this is like near the later stages of the war. It's immensely fascinating. Thinking, shit, that Germans had that in like 1944. Like, God, it's crazy, man. But so yeah, that technology definitely went into the hands of the Americans, 100%. So yes, Bobby, I would 100% agree with you. The Germans definitely went there first. Not on the Hannibal real flying saucers. But anyway, Anyway, we know how the story goes. Actually, I'll definitely bring that up. Definitely bring that up. So what have I got in store for you today, guys? You can tell I'm a lot more sober today. Yay! I tell you what, those edibles, my God, they pack a punch. Holy shit. So today is all about the heads. Hold on, I've got to say the word right. I haven't thought 20 that hard, and I still can't get the words right. Gateshead Alien Grey. That happened in the 1940s, which is, yes, Richard D. Hall. I know the very sensitive word on YouTube. I don't care anymore, to be honest with you. Damage has been done for all the words that come out my mouth. So, yes, that'll be a very, very interesting program I'm going to be showing you for today. What else have I got for you, your cock and balls? I'm going to show a couple of more video footage of what I've taken of strange stuff in the skies as I went through my backtrack catalog there, and I noticed, I was like, oh, I can actually show that, something a little bit odd. And also we're going to review my night time lapse from last night, because there has been Comet Loom, L-O-M-M-E. I can't remember how you pronounce it. So we're gonna have a look through that tonight, and TikTok and no, that's from last week's show. No TikTok today. There's something on X that I bookmarked, which is quite interesting. So, right, first things first. Did you know you can be your own weatherman? Before we get to Gateshead, you have Alien Grey, which is obviously this today. If you want clear skies, like proper clear skies, hold on. You notice with my Cosmic Twilight channel. Yes, we all flip the bird. So, did you know if you leave a bowl of vinegar outside in your garden and you've got those pesky trails, all those chemically induced clouds you see, you can actually clear the skies? All right. I am not joking. This is a real thing. So anyway, what I did a little experiment that I have not uploaded. I'm not gonna like rabble on about this, all right? Okay, just briefly, I'm gonna bring up something. Where is my? Actually, is it that one now? Hold on. Ah, that one. Right. Okay, fantastic. It should come up like this. I need to go back into it because I haven't clicked the thingy to make it the volume go on. Yay, there we go. Right, okie dokie. So, what we got here?
Like I said, I was skeptical, but I tried it. So I went to Pets at Home. I bought a cheap little dog bowl, and I bought a bucket from the pound store, a metal one. I put some candles in there. And
Listen, Richard, this is Richard Vobes, by the way.
Thinking this, who knows, right? So I did that. The heat then creates the bowl to get hot, which actually starts to create evaporation in the white vinegar.
So does it need to boil to evaporate?
No, it just needs to it just needs to create heat, and that heat itself will start evaporating the vinegar. And the first day I did it, like I literally had the sun, and everywhere around me was this gray lurking cloud, and I was like, wow, you know, that really kind of got my attention.
So what do you mean? There was this massive cloud,
everything was gray,
yeah, and you tried it, and then it cleared it.
Yeah, literally
straight from the horse's mouth. So believe it or not, if you go to the Cosmic Twilight channel, this is my old video that I uploaded. I actually uploaded today. It's actually unlisted, but this is one of my first videos I've done on the chems, and I've actually I've done an experiment myself.
You haven't even seen the full video yet. I'm still working on it. I'm going to pour the heated white vinegar in. Oh no, I'm going to kill the grass.
This is serious, guys. This is science.
Spill it on grass, it'll fucking kill it.
So absolutely, Nick. Fucking kill the grass,
ladies and gentlemen. The natural cloud buster. Right, listen up. So all that vapor, okay, the vapor is going to rise all the way up.
So this is science, guys. 100% science, and they based it on absolutely no research at all.
To 35,000 feet up into the sky, like a harp beam, And what's going to happen is the fumes is going to interact with the molecules of the clouds, you see. And the reptilians are not going to like that, you see. So what's going to happen, the reptilians are now going to come in and they're going to start spraying chemtrails, you see. But my vinegar will stop the reptilians from spraying chemtrails. So yeah, what will happen is that you will see like a big circle. So yeah, big circle thing. Here's a picture of it, and yeah, it's going to clear the sky for me. The best way of clearing clouds.
Science.
I can't take this seriously. I'm sorry. When you've been doing this for a whole month, and you get absolutely no results. It fails every single time. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of time and money. What's going on here? What's going on? What's going on with white vinegar? It's literally done to take the piss out of the community.
No, I'm not. It was early in the morning. All right, maybe. So I shall upload that to my cosmic. Oh, that's ugly. Get out of here. Oh God. But anyway, look, check this out. Just for shits and giggles, check this out. Right, ready?
Cloud. Might be a heart cloud. You never know. Is that gonna go due to my white vinegar? Okay. And I do have my time. So is my. Is it actually working this time? It's. Look, we've got a very over an hour since I've put my vinegar out.
Oh great, that's enough. I've had enough of that. I can honestly. It's just me drooping on and on. I'm really sorry for showing you that, guys. I would upload that tomorrow to my Cosmic Twilight channel. Stoned. Okay, might have been. So yeah, I should upload that to my Cosmic Twilight channel. Link is in description for my channel, but I'll upload it publicly just to sort of go through. And I managed to find it the other day, and I'm telling you something now. White vinegar does not cure chems in the sky. For Christ's sake, it gives me headaches to think about it, and it's kind of funny that people sort of promote this sort of nonsense. But again, not denying the trails, but when it comes to this white vinegar and people promoting it, it's horrendous. But yeah, I've done 10 experiments of it, and that was my final one. So hey, Mark G. It gets rid of the dust. Yeah, probably actually. But I don't understand how those vapor trails can rise 35,000 feet in the air. And you need to take in consideration of like the jet streams and stuff like that. I mean, natural cloud busters, I have seen various apparatus being installed in people's gardens, particularly like copper tubes, crystals involved. Honestly, I mean, you know how copper is very, very expensive these days. I quite like to do an experiment like that. I love watching the skies. And if I can make the clouds fuck off, I would build one, but it comes at a price. But anyway, I'm rabble. Let's bring up my notes. Let's have a little look today. I was going to talk about nostalgia. I might talk about a little bit later, because I've realized quite recently, and it's quite very obvious, that nostalgia has been used for a very politically useful, a useful tool for companies like Disney, especially Disney. You know, it's a nostalgic like feelings. I think that's very poignant in our, especially like millennials and especially like the older generation as well, because we're trying to think back to a time where it's a lot more simpler, calmer, a lot more friendlier, more happier times, one would say. So that's one thing I noticed recently, and it was so clearly obvious. I was like, oh, actually, no, they've been using that as a very useful tool, especially when it comes to Star Wars. But anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. I want to talk about the Gateshead Grey. Right. First things first, I'm going to bring this all the way back up. I've got to click a button somewhere. There we go. Okie dokie. Right. Let's have a little look where we got to today. Oh yeah, I tell you what, that's could you remember last year, round about this time, everyone was saying, oh, everyone's feeling this like down and tired, feeling ill, and it was blamed on that toxic fog. Remember that? And now it's blamed on the chems in the sky. It's like, well, it always happens for this sort of time of year anyway. It's yeah, I just find it funny. But anyway, right, anyway, let's get to the Gateshead Grey. But before we do that, so Richard D. Hall, I know he can be a controversial figure in the news outlet. But hey, Spirited Kenny, nice to see you. Happy Friday, brother. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, welcome onto the show. Blame the government, yes. Well, especially our current one. It's terrible. So what I want to talk about just briefly about Richard D. Hall, okay, is that I know he's very controversial. Well, for me, he's not really, in terms of what actually he's been going to like court for. Obviously, there's a lawsuit behind something that happened in Manchester that I can't say on YouTube. But I started to notice Richard D. Hall back in 2008. Okay, so all the links are in the description today. And I like looking at that time period of 2007, 2008, 9, 10, because it was like the lead up to 2012. I call it like the pre-2012 effect. All right, it was like a build up to something. And Richard D. Hall came on to a public TV platform called where is it? Hold on. Edge Media TV. Okay, so when I think of Richard D. Hall, it kind of reminds me of a very nostalgic time. I know it's only like what? Well, it's going nearly 20 years now, 2008. So just briefly, right? Sky. So we had a Sky subscription channel. Well, a subscription basically. You can get loads of like TV shows, movies, sports channels, etc., etc. And that was a Sky subscription. So you have a satellite dish stuck on your house, and you could get a load of channels. And if you had this subscription package from 2008 to 2013, and you went to Sky Channel 200, you had this Edge Media TV. Now, you would not believe that conspiracies could be shown on a public news. Well, it's not a news outlet. It's just basically public channel. And I would obsessively watch this on a daily basis. Me, 420, and because that's when I first woken up. And I'm just going to show you the intro for this, because this is very 2008. So you can see the graphics are very, and the music is 2008. Oh, this is so nostalgic. Yes, Bob Lazar, definitely real footage. Oh, that glory days of conspiracy research. So yeah, this was Edge Media TV back in the day. I mean, you'd have flipping David Icke talking about like 9/11, reptilians on a public channel. It'd be crazy. It'd be like 12 o'clock at lunchtime or 1 o'clock, and you see like flipping some guy talking about like UFOs and aliens and like general conspiracies. They played like Zeitgeist. Remember Zeitgeist, guys, back in the day? And In Plain Sight, various conspiracy documentaries on this platform. Immensely fascinating. It would never happen today, but this is where Richard D. Hall first made his appearance. And this, I'm not joking, he actually got the date here. So right, where is it to? Yeah, so here it is, Robert Hall, Gateshead Grey, and that was on the 1st of November, 2008. So this is it's closing into 20 years. So this is a bit nostalgic for me. But today, what I want to do is just go through probably about 10, 15 minutes just going through this UFO spot. It's actually an alien encounter that happened in Gateshead. And just a brief background before I start playing the video. So this was an alien encounter known as the Gateshead Grey Alien Incident, involving a local witness, this guy here named Robert Hall. With what we do know and what remains uncertain. Now, in terms of the encounter, the incident took place in Gateshead, and this is a place called Ware, W-E-A-R, in UK. I'm going to burp. Sorry. Hall claims that as a child and another boy were walking near back alley behind a trance housing where he saw a big egg-shaped craft and surrounding bright lights, and there were also beings involved. Hey, why Force, nice to see you. Yeah, this is a great sighting, I have to admit. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's bloody fake. Look, you need to understand with some of ufology, you are going to come across stories like this. I still hear it. I still want to listen to the stories. And by the end of the video, I mean, only actually I'm going to play like 10-15 minutes. And like I said, link is in description if you want to watch the whole catalogue of Richard D. Hall's investigations. And his theories on ufology is pretty much like mine, like total theatre, where current day ufology, I should say. So yes, he did. Yeah. We'll get to the shovel bit. Yeah. So I just find it fascinating. We're going back to the past and looking at these stories, which we like to do here on Alien Addicts. You know, we like to look through old cases, and because they do have a reoccurring rhyme, a theme, I should say. So sit back and relax. I am going to before we get to that. So that there. Okay, it's like a raspberry, natural flavor of Mexican limes, Scottish raspberries, and Moroccan mint. And I have that with Captain Morgan's, and it's bloody beautiful. Like I said, I'm off the codeine now, so it gives me an excuse to. Yay, 429. That's stress is fun. Oh no, what's going on? Are you moving, Sophia? I hope you're doing well. I think you were moving at some point. Is it now? But been busy. Oh, bless. Oh, well, you shall be thoroughly entertained. And I promise you, no TikTok videos and no Rosser the Tosser. That's what I'm going to call Ross Coulthard now. Rosser the Tosser. But I hope you're doing all right, Sophia. Roll yourself a lovely doobie, which I will do in a minute. I'm just going to pour some rum into this drink. And yeah, good times will be bad by all. Yes, R429. Absolutely. So smell. I tell you what I do love, and that's the sex on the beach. Oh my God, that's heavenly. Oh, so good. I definitely recommend it. Hey, UFOs around the world. Nice to see you, brother. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. So, right, let's go on to the show, because I find this case immensely fascinating. As like I said, it's going back to the 1940s. That's the type of ufology back then, were spacemen in suits. Well, we get to the creatures in a minute. But remember, like I said, if you go back to 40s, 50s, 60s, what's that? What was it called back in the day? It was you had Dracula, Frankenstein, werewolves. There was that sort of cinema thing going. I can't remember what it was called. There was like this. I can't even think. My missus was talking about it the other day. But obviously, Frankenstein, Dracula, the werewolf, that was the big movies in the 1950s. But also extraterrestrials and aliens. But they're mostly predicted as like robots when you look at it. This like obviously the movies we are talking about here. So nevertheless, let's get into this. Richard D. Hall, much appreciated for letting me use your video for today. Hope you're doing well. Don't let the bastards get you down. Keep your head up high. And let's go through the Gateshead Alien Incident of 1940. I hope you can hear this. 2 seconds. Oh, come on, Bob. Yeah, this one's pretty good, I have to admit. Come on, stick with me. Hold on. Oh, I love the music.
Welcome to richplanet.net, a program which aims to uncover the truth behind the alien and UFO mystery.
Now, one thing about Richard D. Hall, back in 2008, when I first got into, this is actually the first episode I saw of Richard D. Hall, actually on public TV. He was pretty much a believer, and that's what I liked about Richard. But eventually, when he started to get into the hardcore research, in fact, no, really, when I look at it, 2017 onwards, when Lou Elizondo came into the public eye, he started to see the cracks in ufology, and especially where it is now, and pretty much got the same mindset. In one way, he's very skeptical what information is coming out. It's the same with me. You need to be very wary of what information is coming across. And so go check it out, guys. But this is where he was a full-time believer.
I'm Richard D. Hall, and this week's hour-long special program follows...
Yeah, YY Fools. Could you remember that Edge Media TV? I showed the intro not long ago. I think it might not have been in chat, but yeah. Sky Channel 200, 2000. So from 2008, 2013, those were the golden years of research, because this was on public TV. Crazy. I'm rambling. Sorry, guys.
The amazing story of Robert Hall and the Gateshead Grey.
My involvement with this incredible story started in September 2008. When I was holding a presentation at Cademan Hall about aliens and UFOs. I placed an article in the local free paper to advertise this talk, which included a phone number. One evening, about a week before the presentation, I received a call from a Geordie gentleman. He asked me if I was the one giving the talk. He then said, "Well, I've seen them," and over the next half hour proceeded to tell me the most fascinating story about a UFO and alien visitation. Robert Hall was just 5 years old when the events took place, and he described how a UFO appeared behind an invisible barrier in his street. He and another boy were abducted, taken on board the craft, and examined by horrible creatures. His uncle Ernie, a coal merchant, lived in the next street, and also witnessed one of the creatures. The events he described took place just a few miles away from the iconic Gateshead Angel, 58 years before the Angel was constructed. The year was 1940, and Britain was in the midst of the Second World War. Robert Hall lived in Bensham, an area of Gateshead filled with terraced houses driven by coal fires, a stone's throw away from the banks of the River Tyne. I was stunned by this story, and asked Robert if I could conduct a recorded interview over the telephone the following day. He seemed keen to do this. When I phoned him the next day, his attitude had changed.
All right, mate,
he said that he no longer wanted to talk about
check it
the
out.
story because he had been ridiculed all of his life, and that this would just create more attention. Unperturbed by this, I read over the notes I had made during the conversation, and I noticed he had mentioned a few names of researchers that he had given his story to in the past. The first was David Boyle, who runs a very interesting UFO and paranormal attraction in Blackpool. I telephoned David, and he told me that he believed the core of Robert Hall's story to be true. I also contacted Gary Heseltine, who is a detective constable and writes for a UFO magazine. Some time ago, he wrote a detailed account of Robert's story, so I arranged a telephone interview with Gary to find out a bit more about this mysterious case.
Yes, I'm a police officer with the British Transport Police, and I've been a serving officer for over 19 years. I'm now into my 20th year, and I've been a detective constable for the last 14 years. Robert Hall.
So I'm going to skip this. UFO wackadoo. Gary Heseltine, yeah. I think I saw him on Most Haunted, I think, back in the day. Just going to skip ahead because I want to get to the actual site in itself.
And the man around and was around, so he was, I think, and thought, well, that's just tied up. I just think it's over in Roswell.
Oh, I love that photograph.
With the word Roswell ringing in my head, I now felt compelled to get to the bottom of this story. The events took place in 1940s Bensham, which is just a few miles from where I live, so I was ideally placed to get regular access to libraries and witnesses. However, I needed the cooperation of Robert Hall if I was going to get anywhere, so I decided to invite him and his wife to the Alien and UFO presentation at Gateshead Library. I sent him 2 free tickets in the hope that he would show up. To my delight, he arrived 5 minutes before the talk, and I shook his hand and he gave me a copy of the article written
Sorry, did you hear that?
During the Alien presentation, he sat near the front, and I was aware of his presence. Several times I could hear him making noises of confirmation towards the facts given in my presentation. After the event, I arranged to telephone him the following day. To my total dismay, he went cold on me again. He explained that he was wary of people who wanted to profit from his story.
Hey, and
this seemed like
nice to
his
see
final
you.
word.
Right, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to skip to the actual interview itself. I think it's part 2. It was part 5's on this one. Okay, fair enough.
I never used to bother with school if I could help it. My mother was working on the railways.
Oh, hold on a minute. Okay, cool. All right, no, that's fine. Let's do this.
I never used to bother with school if I could help it. My mother was
don't worry, brother. You're here now. It's all good. Welcome on in. Happy Friday.
The trade in the state coke ovens. My brother was in the front line, Harry. He was fighting with the German, you know. And I was nobody. I used to sit in the street. Well, I was put it this way. I was pushed out into the street when I was about 4.
Yes, there is.
Right, but I was brilliant. You know.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
You say get all over.
Can I not move that?
Did you play football on the streets?
Oh no, I'm not. Didn't like football. We used to yodel. No, you know, you've heard some people used to yodel, right?
I'm going to take this off.
If a friend come along the top of the street, he would yodel, and you would know where they were.
That's a very strong accent, I have to admit. Well, what you say? What is that? That's up north? It has to be. I can't remember. Gateshead. Not too sure.
Oh, you know what I mean? With your throat, we used to yodel. We used to go to the. Well, you couldn't get in the cinema till you were 8-year-old.
That's a bit, yeah.
So you used to give somebody
Geordie,
your money
gotcha.
and take you in, making you were their son, you know, taking the pictures. We're watching the whole lot of soldiers marching around Southwell Road.
It's
After
exciting.
about 3 hours, we got sick of it. There was too many. It kept going on. We're getting colder. Wanted something to eat. So we lived in Headley Street, you see. So we're both run down to go around the back lane to our houses. You know when you look through a fire and it's wobbly? Well, that seemed to be the barrier. All you could see is the railway because we didn't see it till we got through this like a barrier. And we're under these horrible creatures.
Right, the creatures, very important. Let's have a little look.
No, they seemed to be pleased because they had put something at each side of the wall, and if you were too tall, it affected you or something. We had seemed to be getting under some kind of barrier, and they got a hold of it, and when they were
hold of this other lad as well.
Yeah, and they took us both along, and the horrible looking things. There was about 18 and 19 creatures, the horrible looking things.
Can you describe what they looked like?
Well, there was one. I know you're gonna take the mick. One was like Bigfoot. He was very tall, and the others were small, about 4 foot. And they were horrible ones. One had like a diver's
Chameleon,
mask
nice to
on
see
him.
you, brother. Are you working Gateshead? Oh, right. Awesome. Have you heard about this case by any chance? Apparently there was the alien grey that was hiding in a church. But I hope you're doing well. Happy Friday, and welcome into the show.
And one of the creatures who was very good looking bloke, one of the aliens, and he had a kind of like a robe on.
Did he have what colour hair?
Nordics. Once again. The robe, though, normally I heard that, well, from the research that I've done, that the Nordics are actually like a very tight suit, especially the women. You can actually see their big boobies and all that. But capes, not too sure. But it's the blonde hair or the silver hair.
Did he have?
Yeah, he was blonde.
And what colour eyes?
Didn't notice.
Was he
There we go.
small?
He was told, but he liked me because I was blonde. Good.
Right.
I wanted to be a wheelie.
Right.
But
And was he kind of like human in appearance?
definitely, yeah. You could pass him on the street.
Oh, okay, mate.
But he had long hair, like ye. Well, a bit longer than yours. And I said, well, you can examine me. And I went in the capsule. No, that pulled the wall.
Was that a UFO?
Yeah, but it moved all of a sudden. It was at the bottom of the street. And they took it from there and they put it into the back yard.
Now, don't be fooled by this picture, because back in 1940s, you didn't have like the Ford Focus cars in the background, the Vauxhall Vivaros, what we're seeing there. So yeah, don't be fooled. But in terms of what, I mean, there was no cars back in the day, so everything was pretty much derelict. So to have this in the street, through energy, most likely, it's quite something. But anyway, continue. Hey, Maria, nice to see you.
Down, ready for air raid shelters in the backyards. So it was in there. We walked through. He took me through into there, examined us, took some blood out of the back of my neck. He said, if you lift your head up, you'll be killed instantly. And I was petrified. I need pain myself. They examined me. They brought us out, and they were pleased as punch with me. But I was really bad, I tell you, shaking. And I stood beside these other creatures. They were like men, but the tallest one was about 4 foot. And they went down to about 2 foot. There was 3 of them. And these other ones were all horrible-looking creatures. No,
and this was on board the craft?
Outside the craft.
Outside the craft.
Yeah,
it's coming.
This was in the back lane.
Right.
But you see, with them, about 18 of them they were right along the lane, right around we. We couldn't run that way, couldn't run anywhere.
And apart from the boy that you mentioned, was there any other children or any?
Yeah, they were trying to. The girls went into hysteric. They were what do you call hysteria? They were trying to get over the fences to get over the
Yeah, you would have thought there'd be a wheelie bin or two. Looks quite clean actually.
railway to get away. But before that, a big black dog come in, and it was gunning. It was really wild, and it was gunning for the kids. And that's this little man, like a little short man. And that's just queer. And I grabbed the thing off his belt, and I pointed at the dog, and the dog went docile, just like it was drugged, right? And that's what he had been using on the kids when they got violent or frightened. And they were pleased as punch with that with me. The big tall one was like, I know you're going to say it daft, but it was like Bigfoot. He got ahead of the other lad. He says, run.
Now, in terms of, sorry for stopping, guys. In terms of witnesses, I have heard so many countless eyewitness testimony of alien encounters. Even like, especially like paranormal encounters, like really strong ones in the realms of like demonic. So it's very, very intense. And I always try to have a perspective on the person and how they talk about the story. Now, everyone's different. Everyone's going to have a different experience. Now, the Geordie accent and Geordie people, I'm not too familiar with. But the people who was in Gateshead, I'm sorry, the person in chat, I forgot who it was. But would you say that this guy is making the story up? Because this is where the skeptics are talking about, or he's just obviously, hey Sadie, nice to see you. Welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. Have you heard about this case by any chance? Yeah, this is an interesting one. It's not really well known in Gateshead, but I want to give the guy a benefit of a doubt. I don't know if Richard D. Hall actually changed his mind on the outcome after this interview. But nevertheless, I'm not going to destroy the guy and tell him that he's a grifter. Like people tend to jump on the conclusion bandwagon of that one. Oh yeah, it was you, chameleon. Sorry. Oh, is it? Oh right. Okay, fair enough. They talk shit. Bit like Bristolians, really. To be honest with you, mate. I think it's pretty much everywhere, really. But anyway, let's continue.
And I run up the back lane. Straight up the street to Mona Holland's paper shop. And but I was going like the clappers. And I want to
believe.
But I got up the top of the back lane, anyway, this street. And I says, the soldier says, some horrible creatures doing the lane. Oh, he says, it's children having a game, man. I says, look at the marks on my face, man. I says, it isn't. Of course, the soldier officer says, come on, there's a pistol. Go around the corner. Make me still look big. He come around the corner. When he seen what went on, he fired a pistol. All hell broke loose on Southwell Road. The men were running all over the place, you know.
So the actual craft itself that you saw?
It went up a height after that. But what I couldn't figure out for years where all them creatures went. They couldn't get in the small craft.
Now, one would say, well, I'm pretty sure other people in the neighborhood have actually witnessed this craft. Nevertheless, the 1940s, it was a different time period. You know, I'll ask my nan, actually, because she was born in the 1930s. But yeah, the kids were running around in the streets and all that. But there was a different mentality back in the 1940s, especially when it comes to children. So them seeing aliens, I don't know if they react pretty much like we were going to be reacting now, like TikTok influencers, or so to speak. You know, I'm not too sure, but when you're seeing the Bigfoot and Alien Grey, the Nordic not so much. You know, it's fine, looks like a human being, but it comes with the territory of these wacky stories, isn't it? Nevertheless, let's continue.
How big was the craft?
But you would have thought someone else would have seen it in the area, basically. But I think everyone. I mean, they said that the soldiers were actually marching through the street, so the people might have gone out of the houses to actually look at the soldiers, or had a parade or something like that. So who knows?
It was only about 14 feet or 12 to 14 feet, you know.
What shape was it?
Well, not dead round. It was more of egg shaped, you know.
Again, with the Zamora case as well, egg shaped. I mean, I guess one you could say a tic tac. Slightly.
Did you see it disappear?
Sorry, guys. We did see the top of the street when I was at the top of the street. There must have been hundreds seen it.
After the break, Robert Hall explains what happened 3 days after the UFO had left the street.
Woo! Is it still going?
Welcome back. After Robert Hall's UFO sighting and abduction, he told his parents about the creatures, but they did not believe him.
And he was told to keep quiet about it. This is by no means the end of this incredible story. About 3 days later, things took an even more bizarre twist. In the morning, Robert was going to the local shop for his father's newspaper.
Then I went to this shop, Mona Hollands, to get my father's paper. A grey come after us up the back lane. I run like out. Grey was on us like a shot. And I was a hell of a good runner. And now as I screamed, my uncle only smashed his head in with
I thought it was relative, to be honest.
a shovel.
I'll go back.
Come on, runner. And now as I screamed, my uncle only smashed his head in with a shovel. And he says, come on, I've never seen out like it. And he says, get Sergeant Brooks on Southwell Road. He'd be just coming off duty now. So I run to Southwell Road and Sergeant Brooks come along. I says, he's killed it. He says, killed what? And he went for his truncheon and had the old-fashioned police mark on, and he come around the corner. He said, by God, and he was crossing himself and praying. He says, I've never seen out like it.
Me
they
too.
put it on a coal sack and pulled it into the backyard, into the
Like I said, Sophia, he's pretty much skeptic now, isn't he? Well, like my thoughts on ufology, not skeptic, but yeah, he's more skeptic than me, to be honest.
The cold place is still there to this day. They pulled it into there. You see, you get yourself away home. I says, no, I've been telling you the damn truth. There is your proof. Get yourself away home, Robert. I says, no, I'm standing here.
Absolutely incredible. Robert's uncle, Ernie Wren, had killed the creature with a coal shovel.
This is the precise spot where the alien was hit over the head with the shovel.
About 20 minutes later, according to Robert, a vehicle took the dead creature's body to a place where it could be hidden until authorities were informed. According to him, the hiding place was underneath St. Cuthbert's Church on Bensham Road, about half a mile from the incident. He said there were some steps at the back of the church which led underneath, down which the alien was taken and then stored for 3 months.
They took it to the church on Bensham Road, Then the next day, there was men in white overalls, army, I didn't know what they were, and with like suitcases, and they pulled everybody out of the houses, right along.
There we go. So that is a very typical 1940s. Okay, fine. You had cars back in the day, but it's not like it is now. You know, there was a lot less people in the street.
Sotwell Road, 2 men on one side of the street, 2 men on the other, and they were going into everybody's house. Old grannies were getting pulled out their house, and they were looking for them in the houses, because it was about 3 or 4 days after the UFO went away that one come after me. So they thought there was maybe more. And they were checking every house, looking for greys or whatever they could find. Professors, getting scientists from Edinburgh, investigators from London, into my house. My father got sick of it.
Oh, Science Evidence Fringe. Yeah, a lot of people are not getting their notifications recently. Yeah, apologies for that, mate. But I always put the show up at least a couple of hours beforehand. Before 9 o'clock on Fridays, but you're here now, brother. We can always catch up. And
to
happy
investigate
Friday.
Robert's claims, I went along to the church which still stands at the top of
Oh, hold on.
Never used to bother with school if I could.
Let's go on 3. There we go.
Bank. When I got there,
right, okay, there is a jump scare. I will warn you if I'm.
It was clear that the church is no longer in use. All of the doors and windows were boarded up, and it seemed to be in a state of disrepair. A notice on the side of the building stated that the church had been purchased and was to be converted into a museum. I went round to the back of the church to see if I could find the steps.
Hey, Ray Clay 2, nice to see you, man. And yeah, live long and prosper, you too, brother. Happy Friday, you'll be doing well. Welcome into the show.
I'm just standing now at the top of the steps by the side of the church where the alien was taken. I'm just going to go down the steps and see. It's not very pleasant down here. The steps are very narrow.
Oh, that's fair enough, mate.
And there is a chamber. Smells not too good either. There's a chamber underneath here somewhere.
It's worth a lot of money, mate, Copper.
Hello?
Yeah, tell me about it, man. It's bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a little chamber which is about...
Not far off, Bob. Not far off.
12 feet.
I can smell I can smell the aroma coming from the place he's in at the moment, literally coming through my monitor screen. It's terrible.
8 feet.
Yeah, I know, ammonia, that's it.
We're underneath the floor of the church here. See this? It's right beneath the church.
There's always a bloody crisp packet as well, and a bottle. Is there a bottle anywhere? There's one there, probably.
An ideal place to store a dead alien.
Okay, I think jump scare coming up. Oh mate, I played the intro. If you go back before you came in, I was talking about Edge Media TV. I'm pretty sure She Pop Up would know that as well. It's very nostalgic feeling, and this is where I first was into. Well, it's actually the first video that Richard D. Hall actually ever released in 2008. Man, I miss Edge Media TV. I would wake up, I would 4:20 first thing in the morning. I would watch SpongeBob, and then I would turn on Edge Media TV. Could you remember On the Edge with Theo Chalmers? In fact, that's where I've taken, watching you, watching us, watching them. That is where Theo Chalmers would say his phrase on Edge Media TV. I miss those days. I want to go back. Oh, 4:20. Oh, Rocket Church. Theo Chalmers. Oh, man.
A chilling thought went through my head as I sat in the crypt. Imagine all of the church services which must have taken place during the time the alien was stored underneath.
Right, ready? I'm going to turn it down. There is going to be a jump scare. Okay, just slightly, guys. That sounded like an orgasm.
And how they're doing it at the back of the
end.
church.
That's where the very narrow steps are.
Yeah.
So can you describe?
Yeah, I'm a 50-50. Actually, I met Charlie Veitch in Bristol at a conspiracy conference in 2009. Is where I actually saw Anthony J. Hilder. Yeah, sorry, guys. Hey, Mods Mayhem, nice to see you. Welcome on in, brother. Nice to see you. Happy Friday. Yeah, sorry for that jump scare. Sorry. I like that. I like that photo. It's actually in the thumbnail, believe it or not. Do apologize.
That entrance to the...
I wouldn't go and do it. Not likely.
Not likely.
The interview with Robert Hall went on for an hour, and several other interesting details came out. On the morning he was watching the soldiers, sometime before he was captured by the aliens, he remembers an extremely bright light zigzagging across the sky, which was also spotted by some Australian soldiers. After it went out of sight, they didn't pay much attention to it. Robert also remembered a woman holding a baby coming out of the craft shortly after he had been let out. Robert was ill for a few days following the abduction. For 2 days his eyes watered and he suffered headaches. A small triangular-shaped mark appeared on his left cheek, which remained until he was about 13. After the events, Robert was intimidated and threatened by officials who he presumed were from the army or the government, who said that he would be killed if he said anything. A high-ranking man from the Air Force interviewed him and asked him to provide an account of what he saw. He remembers the Air Force official was called Marshall. He handed Robert a child's spinning top and asked him if this is what the craft looked like. At some point, Robert was visited by a reporter from the Evening Chronicle, but he would not say anything. The reporter punched him to try and get the information, and this has been corroborated by his sister Rhoda. For years after the events, Robert remembers being followed to school every day by a man. He even claims that his UFO experience is recorded in his school record. There was clearly a lot to investigate here. Before I started tracing other witnesses, I decided to email Daryl Sims, one of the world's leading experts on alien abduction.
Not too
in
sure,
reply
mate,
to
no.
my email, he attached a drawing of what he described as the usual suspects in a typical abduction case. This drawing was so similar to Robert Hall's descriptions, I asked Daryl if he would do an
I don't know if I'll think if I saw a praying mantis alien
interview over the phone. Daryl Sims has been investigating the alien abduction phenomena for over 30 years and has studied over 1,000 cases worldwide. Daryl agreed to a telephone interview to try and shed some light on Robert Hall's story.
Basically, this gentleman contacted me a few months ago and I've interviewed him. You've seen a little bit of a little clip of the interview. If I just basically describe how he describes his abductors, then perhaps you can maybe shed a little bit of light on what I'm saying. He described one of them as being very tall with long blonde hair. Another one he described as being like Bigfoot. He described the others as all being horrible-looking creatures ranging from 4 foot down to 2 foot. And one had what looked like an old-fashioned diver's mask on, like the big spherical diver's mask, and he claims that it had, or may have had liquid in it. I just wondered if any of this is common, or if you could shed any light on any of it. It's just down to your knowledge and experience of abductees.
The entities that are, first of all, that are found for your audience's interest, the entities that are often described in these events range from a small little gray type creature with large bug eyes that are usually almond shaped, sometimes perfectly round, to another creature that's a little bit larger than he is, which is often
not like that
as the Doctor. And then there's a praying mantis type creature that's about 5.5 to 6 to 7 foot tall. There's a humanoid creature which we're going to mention and speak about here in a moment. And then there's another creature that looks, for all intents and purposes, for those of you that are in the movie, watch movies a lot. In Star Wars, there was a movie called a creature called a Wookiee
Wookie.
It kind of looks like a giant Bigfoot is what it looks like, and some people describe those creatures as well. The humanoid creature that you see on the quote-unquote UFO
right, the Nordic. Okay, mate.
Scenarios or contact scenarios is a human-like creature in our estimation. The human-like.
Unless Robert Hall is into UFOs and aliens, and we're saying that he did see this Nordic creature, how would you know about Nordics? I mean, it's unless you've really done your research. I'm guessing through his research through burps. So I look, their generation don't use the internet, so it's quite compelling that they've seen a blonde hair human. I mean, when you talk about humans and aliens, especially to normal people, they go, "Oh, I thought aliens were like your typical alien grey." So no, this is human. Well, obviously the Nordics and Pleiadians we're talking about here. Was that one Ollie? Yeah, fucking long hair, mate. So yeah, it's just quite interesting. Quite interesting that an old man of his age, I don't know if he's still alive now, would know about Nordics unless he's actually read it or into ufology, because it's quite a wacky story when you look at it. Fascinating, nevertheless.
Creatures have are not they're not human. Is the best way to describe them. They're human-like, and there is some who are of the opinion, and I'm one of them. Dr. Jacobs at Temple University and Bud Hopkins and myself are three that think that these human entities are in fact nothing but a version of the alien in a hybridized form.
Okay.
That the purpose, his purpose here may be
to true.
A human by,
which is all like the big long flares and everything. There was a particular look, isn't it?
Calming him down as an example when the little entities are going to do whatever they're going to do to you. Sometimes he will come in. The best example I can give of this was the
banana alien,
the famous Travis Walton case. My friend Travis.
Hey, Green Tea, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. Welcome onto the show. And so it's sort of coming near to the end of this video, but don't worry, we've got other stuff to talk about. But I hope you're having a good day. And welcome into the show.
Found himself on a craft and was more than mortified when he saw these little creatures coming toward him. And he picked up something, and he said, I don't know what it was. It kind of looked like a big wrench. And he said, I was going to hit him with it, stop him from coming after me. And he said, at that point, he said, instantly, this large human, very well built, very tall, came in, and all the conversations took place there were mental. And these entities...
Oh, sorry to hear that, mate.
No one knows the real answer to this. I've got some ideas, but basically they prefer you not to speak on the craft. Almost never will you hear speaking. Now you'll hear screaming by the abductees.
Hey, One True Saxon, nice to see you, man. John P. Adventures, oh my God, I saw your name and I still said it bloody wrong. Hope it's doing well, brother. Hey, man, if you want up for a live show next week, like me and you on your channel, just give us a shout. I've got some free time. Hit us up, brother. Hit us up. Right, let's move along from this. How long have I gone already? 1 hour and 9 minutes. Okay, right. What should I do?
Find out here that this event took place in 1940.
After the break, Daryl Sims explains more.
Okay, all right. I tell you what I would do, because I've got another 20 minutes of this. I am going to show that next time, or like on Tuesday or something like that, for extra content. So you understand the story so far of Robert Hall's encounter with the Chewbacca, the alien grey, and obviously the Nordic as well. It's immensely fascinating. And like I said, guys, when it comes to ufology, you are going to get a lot of, you do get a lot of BS. I'm not saying that this is the case with this scenario, But I want to find out if Richard D. Hall has actually changed his opinion, because, like Sophia said, he's this is back in the day when Richard D. Hall was like a full-on believer. This was his first video that you brought up, and my God, I got such a nostalgic feeling for that time period. That I don't know what the hell that is, but but yeah, I'll do a follow-up. I'll do a follow-up on this. So it's a puppet. Well, the alien. Yeah, you will find, I'm not saying that this is the scenario with Robert Hall, is that you do see people put themselves in ufology, make up stories. In fact, there's one conference or like a gathering back in the 1950s in America where people believed to be abducted by aliens, have been taken to the planet Jupiter, visited Mars. It's almost like the first contact in the desert. I think George Azamsky came to it. I can't remember. It's actually one of my UFO magazines here, which I might bring up. And all these people like selling their books and like buy my merch, which is pretty much like the same thing now, really. So nothing's really changed, so to speak. But nevertheless, it's immensely fascinating. And I love stories like Robert Hall's. Yeah, with me, I'm 50-50. Hidden says I'm like 90% skeptic and 10% believer. I was like, mate, you caught me at a bad time, all right? I always remain open-minded. And like I said, guys, this is a very small collection here. I've got like a big bookshelf here that I've got that is filled with UFO books. And that's what I find interesting. Like I mentioned back on Tuesday's show, is that it just reminds me of nostalgia. That's what ufology is for me, not really current day, even though I look into the current day of ufology, and my thoughts on that. But I like to go back into the past and see what they were saying back then. That's why I buy these books and buy these magazines. Just reminds me of going back into that bookstore when I was like 9 years old and buying my first UFO book, and just being fascinated by these stories and everything. So, who the fuck is Robert? Yeah, that guy. Sorry, so Robert Hall and Richard D. Hall. So that's Richard D. Hall and that's Robert Hall. They got the same surname, and I thought he was a relative, Sophia, apparently. But no, apparently not. They just have the same surname. But yeah, fascinating stories. I really do. It's a bit of a treat. So we'll catch up on Tuesday on that and find out what Richard D. Hall's conclusion is, because like Sophia would know that this is where Richard D. Hall was like a full-on believer. So it's right. I was confused myself when I first watched it. Don't worry. Okie dokie. Right. What have I got else in store for you? Cock and balls. I say that a lot. So, okay, more UFO footage. I promise you no more crappy fucking footage that I showed you on Tuesday. That was terrible. Well, prepare yourself. Guys, could you let me know? Can you hear the audio on this? I'll turn it down.
Evening. Same object as yesterday.
Can you hear that?
It's 6:15. Sorry, 11th. 9, 11. Yeah, it's a 12, actually.
Can you hear that? All right, okay. Hold on. Yep. Oh, you can. Okay, fair enough. Well, there might be some like... Okay, so this was taken on the 12th of August, 2009. All right, 2009, guys. Yeah, you can hear it. Yeah, I'm gonna mute it just in case. Right, this is how arrogant, not arrogant. Excuse me. This is how even I misidentified stuff. That's the 420 kicking in right there. Let's put it a bit bigger, because I'm going to show you something that what I was filming in the sky, which was clearly a flipping plane. Don't judge. I was new to sky watching. So yeah, that's what I was capturing. But wait for it. We also have more potato footage. Yes, Paul. So here's one of them. Probably a satellite, I would have thought. This was taken on my mini DV tape back in the day. This is just like TikTok footage. I'm sorry, is it giving anyone vertigo? Oh dear. Oh my god, that was absolutely wank footage. I'm sorry. I thought it was better than that. All right, let's get off that. And let's bring up that one. Okay, so remember the footage I showed you on Tuesday, which was the one I was shooting out of the window. This one here. Right. So that was taken on the 14th, January, February, March, April, May, June. So June the 14th, 2009. I remember that object I showed you on Tuesday. I was saying that it looked like some sort of balloon, or Moody did. I know. Don't judge. I did the best I can with my shaky, shitty potato camera. I swear to God, Rotary, if I did capture anything like this, it will be smooth as anything. Yeah. Oh no, I didn't show you this one. Weather balloon. I think I sent this into Rich Giordano, and I think he got really pissed off with me. I was like, you won't believe what you saw there. We can see here. Yeah. I think. Right, no one piss and moan about how shaky the camera is. I was learning. I was learning back then. Yeah, I reckon. Even I'm going dizzy watching this. Yeah, I think you got a selection of balloons right there. Stop shaking, Nick! And you can see the string underneath it. ATW, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Hey, not inside the house. Not inside the house. Hold on, this what else we got here? Okay. Blame the stabilization, and Woodward. It's not me, I swear to God. Mum might be in chat. Oh dear. I am not showing you any more of my footage. I might have one left over, I think. Only happens when I zoom in. Now watch it change. Oh, mate. I'm throwing myself right in this one, aren't I? Now just pay attention to the object. Pay attention to the object. Right, not that. I swear, dude, I have got 3 tripods out there. I've got my time-lapse one. I've got the one I use for my phone. Literally everything. That was terrible. Oh, my God. Want to see another one? Oh, no, that's it. Okay, no more. Fuck for that. Oh, my God. I tell you what, I should actually watch the video before I showed you guys, because that was absolutely terrible. Shall I send it into Third Phase of Moon? Third Phase of Moon, if you're watching, no offense. Right, okay. What else can I bring up today for you lovely jubblies? Okay, right. I haven't watched my time-lapse video from last night. It was clear blue sky. I know, Paul, I'm doing you a favor, buddy. Don't worry. So, nevertheless, this is what I do every single day with my... I had to take it in because it was pissing down with rain. I have my, oh yeah, Sophia, definitely recommend. It works in all weathers. And this is my Insta360 Ace Pro 2. I bought it since the beginning of the year. It's been running 24/7 since the beginning of the year, literally every single day. Probably like 4 days. I haven't done a time lapse since I've been away and all that. But I tell you what, is past the test of time. I took it in because it was raining, and I've got to link it to a mains cable, and I didn't cover it, so sometimes the water gets in there. But it takes a battering, I have to admit. So I filmed the skies at night, all right? And what I did yesterday is that I brightened up the contrast and the saturation on the camera itself. You can actually do that to make the sky a bit more brighter. So what I'm going to do, I've actually brought up the, you should see it here. Yes. Okay. Fantastic. It's going to work. Let's put it a bit bigger because we're going to go through this together. See what it's like. Okay. So that's 8 minutes. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to speed it up. Okay, so that is 3 minutes. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do it by 2. Yeah. And John P. Adventures, if you're in here, because we're part of the sky watching community, see if you see anything that resembles anything you might have seen in the sky. I'm going to burp. Sorry. Now, the reason why I brighten up the footage because there was a comet somewhere. I'm not too sure where. Oh my God, sorry. Okay, so what you're seeing there in a minute. There we go. Okay, those are planes. I know that for sure. Everything might be a bit fast, guys, but it's just 3 minutes long. All right. But basically, you're seeing 10 hours in 3 minutes. All right. So I try to look for any anomalies. No way, it's just 3 minutes. Well, it's actually 4 minutes, but I'm just going to go through, see if there's anything we can see unusual in the sky. My monitor looks different to the one you're seeing here, but nevertheless. Okay, we've got cloud coming in. Go away, cloud. I thought you were clear sky. Skip ahead. Oh, no, the cloud's coming in. Okay, it's going. Okay, cool. But the thing is, I want to brighten this up and make it a bit more bluer or whiter. There's a setting on it. I'll have to fiddle with it. Should have left out the vinegar. When you see things go fast, Ray, it's sometimes there's a plane. It's just because I sped the speed on it a bit more faster, because otherwise we'd be here for the next 10 minutes. So yeah, like that. You see, definitely 100% plane. I'm going to pause it quickly. Oh, quickly. Yeah, there's a slight tail. Bit quiet. Yeah, I got another plane up there. Yeah, nothing much. I would have thought I would see a lot of like comets, asteroids. Yeah, again, there was another one there. Yeah, there we go. That's a plane going right past. You can see it. Quickly pause. There we go. See? So it's fast, guys. I mean, I can. Oh, there we go. You just saw there shooting stars. And another one. I'm not too sure. I mean, John P. Adventures might say that seen the same thing. You see a big bright orb, and then suddenly it just blinks out. But you see it as like a solid ball. If I see anything interesting, what I can do, guys, is I'll slow it down and I'll show it to you next time. You want to know what sky watching is like? Try doing that for 9 hours. Oh, there we go. There we go. Planes. See the activity? Hey, look. Oh, perfect. Guess what? Okay, I'm going to slow that down. Did you see that? I have got the... Starlink. Did you see it? Wait for it. It's right here. You see the Starlink. Wait for it. It should be right here. There we go. See it? There it is. There's the Starlink. There's a lot of them, isn't there? Look at that. So you can see the activity in the sky. You got planes, satellites, Starlink. There's so much different stuff going on in any given moment. And yes, you can slow it down and all that. There we go. Yeah, there we go. This is what I mean. Look, see that there? And it goes out. Okay. And then it comes into bright time. Morning. So yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, meteorites, it's such a mixed bag, guys. But yeah, this is what I do every single day when it's clear, even when it's cloudy as well, but not when it's pissing down with rain because you can't really see anything. It's that I literally film the skies, even throughout the day as well. Germans. Yeah. Oh dear. So yeah, I just found that interesting. I just enjoy sky watching. I really do. It's one of my favorite pastimes when I get a chance to actually see the bloody sky. And one thing I would like to do for Alien Addicts or anything future related in due course is I wanted to focus more on sky watching. And luckily enough, at boot camp, I know someone who trains there, and she works for Night Vision Binoculars Company. And we were talking. I said, "Look, could you link this up to a PC?" She says, "Yeah, I can do Bluetooth and everything." And I'm thinking, "Oh fuck! I tell you what I could do. Actually, link that to the PC and have it on StreamYard, and I can just go live, and we can do sky watching like with night vision camera." And no, oh, did they? Yeah. I don't know who it might be, but yeah, but they're not here anymore, mate. But no, you're fine, mate. You know, as long as everyone's decent and not be nasty and all that. Yeah, we like to take the piss and have a laugh and all that. But yeah, people just don't step out of line in the community because I don't know, with Ollie Lee and Dave, they were a bit different back in the day, But you're here now, brother, and yeah, and oh, I'm sorry to hear that, brother. I'm sorry to hear that. What was I going to say? I fucking forgot. It's gone. I'm like an old man now. All right. So next week we're obviously talking about. I'm going to go for another. Ooh, let's have a little look. Let's bring up my notes. Oh, cheers, man. Yeah, honestly, I just like to get stoned and talk about aliens. I'm very I'm very chilled, but sometimes I do get triggered if I see like stupidity in ufology, or I see like Brian Cox on screen or something like that. But man, I'm all chilled, man. I'm all chilled. But yeah, fucking notes. That's what I needed. Oh right, this is it. X. This is it. It says on my notes here I need to bring up X, and there's some paranormal stuff I just want to bring up near the end of the show. I might dress up actually for the Halloween show. I'm not too sure. Not too sure on that. So let's get rid of that. And let's go through X. Let's bring up X. Where's X2? There we go. All right, fantastic. Okie dokie. So yes, this is the point or part of the show where we go through. Yeah, I know. I sometimes got to learn to take a step back. I know. Yeah, Brian Cox, and yeah, both of them. Did me head in, mate. So yeah, obviously this is the point of the show where we look into current day ufology. If you are new to the channel, spoiler alert, we're not going to get any disclosure anytime soon. And there's one point I want to bring up before we get to X, is that if people are new to ufology, into it for the past 5 years, it's good because they're relying on internet research. Now, I'm not bashing Brian Cox. Actually, I do at some points. But anyway, back to ufology. You need to, if you want to understand current day ufology, where we are now, you need to look into the past. And this is what I do here on Alien Addict. Books. I've got tons of magazines here going all the way back to the past. To really, oh mate, I'm so skeptical, because the reason why the word disclosure or the word of that sense has been brought up for the past God knows how many years. So with the stories that have been coming out the past 5 years, or even from like 2017 when the New York article came out where the Pentagon officially said, yes, UFOs are real, the stories just seem to get regurgitated. Now, X primarily is where I do go on. Let's bring it up. But there's one thing I've noticed, even with like Facebook pages, TikTok, all to do with ufology, everything gets brought up every year or so. Phil Schneider, Roswell, Brendan Forrest, German UFOs. It's a very reoccurring thing, and it's the same thing happening over and over and over again. If people like YY4s, if you think disclosure is coming, I mean, like, more power to you, to be honest with you. But the way things are going, the way how ufology is really sort of pushed in a certain direction, whether or not you think the intelligence agency is part of that, which I do believe, is that the conversation and the whole topic has been pushed in a way where the community is all split apart. We're all arguing with each other. And I mean, this goes with like humanity in general, really. Like, no one can be bloody nice to each other. But especially with ufology, it seems very divided, to the believers, to the skeptics, to the people that are 50-50. So for me, I always remained open-minded. And yeah, but things just get regurgitated over and over again. So we'll see in due course, but I don't have my hopes up, to be honest with you. I don't have my hopes up. So anyway, we're going to go into X and have a look. Don't say I've got bloody chem stuff again. Oh yeah, so apparently weather modification has been cancelled in America, and I'll just see videos and videos of blue sky because of the result of that. But give it time. It doesn't mean you got clear skies. You couldn't spray 100 miles down in the road, and that wind picks it up and blows it in your direction. Just saying. Do you think Stephen Greenstreet he's taking a piss now, isn't he? I don't know. Is he sort of mocking? Is he trolling with all these? I think he is, to be honest with you. I'm just reading some of the comments here. I don't know what the guy. I really don't know. I have to admit, just put some pretty based material, I would have to admit. All right. I'm not going to bash anything. Yeah. Hold on 2 seconds, guys. Just got to check. There's a video I wanted to get up. Of that. Hold on. Right. Okay. Cool. All right. It's there. Fantastic. All right. Fantastic. No worries. Okie dokie. So yeah, I'm not too sure with Stephen Greenstreet whether or not he's posting this just to sort of be a troll or for clickbaits or something like that. But it's not the normal material he'll actually produce, isn't it? when you look at it. So I'm just going through chat here. Let's go through. Right, this. I use this for my. Hold on. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, I use this for my German flying saucer intro, and I can categorically say that this is 100% fake. All right. So if you do see this, so every time I do my German flying saucers part 1, part 2, and all that, I do use this because the only one that looks semi good to a certain degree. Yeah, this is the bell, which we need to do a follow up on. Yeah. I know. It's kind of made to look like 1940s style camera, but for me, it's still fake. But anyway, let's move on. So UFO Mania release this. Now, anything that's got a triangular shape, like we're about to see here, first thing that pops into my mind is an airplane. But triangle formations are a very common theme. Do we see any flashing lights on the side? Is this taken on a phone camera? It must have a better quality than that. No, it's doing that strange effect, guys. If you like, sorry if I can't zoom in. If I make it a bit bigger for you guys, no, that's it. If you have a look, it makes this, especially with the 3 objects on this craft, it goes a bit. It looks like it's got a propulsion system, and I think Paul Robinson, I think you said that this was to do with the stabilization. But nevertheless, looks pretty good, doesn't it? I don't know, because with navigation lights, it would be very, very clearly obvious. And I think it's just the quality of the camera. Once it zooms in, it looks like it's kind of flashing. Really hard to tell. Okay. Anyway, right, move on from that. That's a plane just cutting through clouds, and nothing serious about that. The new norm, very, very normal. Right, let's move on. Oh, background on this one. So, fast anomaly going through the clouds in Kingsville, MD. MD? Not too sure. Oh, it's going through clouds. Yeah, let's have a look. Playback speed. Just turn it down a little bit. Probably a bit too slow. Oh, yeah, look at that. It is going through. Slow it down a bit more. Yeah, I got something like that, but a ball of light. Interesting. All right. I know they had that space debris that fell in Australia. Did you see that? I don't think I have it up here, but that's pretty interesting. Oh my god, too loud. Sorry. Okay, so an explanation of these lights. A former governor of Mexico
I'm not going to pronounce that name, and posted that he recorded on camera these lights at the ranch. Are these a famous orange orb type of craft? Right, well... Oh, no, it actually is a ball. I thought it was like car headlights. You never seen car headlights on the hill? And it's shining that like, a specific direction. It sort of shines bright like a ball of light. But this looks a bit... No, that is definitely a big ball of light. Huh. I would have to admit, for an AI video, right? If I said that was AI, it would be pretty bloody pointless to have such an object so far away. Everything with AI seems to be very, very close up. But there are multiple cameras of this sighting. And what I find interesting, there is some sort of consistency. Everyone's going to jump to AI. That's the Mick West excuse. Just look like a sort of like powering up. Did that actually catch fire? You can hear the animals going crazy. So this was taken by multiple cameras, by multiple people. Hence, it said in the description. Guys, on this one, it's pretty cool, I have to admit. Where do they live? Very good point. I think most security cameras have audio now. I know the doorbell cameras have that, but this is taken from the top of the roof. So it's a tricky one, mate. It really is. Mate, that's a very good point. Very, very good point. I think most CCTV does now these days, mate. Like that one. You can hear the animals going crazy. Oh, hi, Teen Titans, Jess. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Welcome into the show. And happy Friday. Yeah, you can hear the animals going crazy. That's interesting. I have to admit, I want to keep an eye on this one. So this was taken in, oh God, it's in Mexico. Yeah, very fascinating. UFO Mania, I have to admit, even though they do, this person just posts, you know, some nonsense stuff, but it's ufology is entertainment at the same time, you know. But you do get some goldy ones like this. Right. Jeremy Corbell was talking about 3-Eye Atlas. And his remarks in regards of Avi Loeb. I know people's opinions on Jeremy Corbell, but it's just 4 minutes because he does make some points. All right.
This brings me to the Atlas thing. Let's, if it's okay, let's jump into that. Sure. Everybody's asking what my opinion is on the 3-Eye Atlas.
Yeah, to be honest with you, it's very bright for, I mean, obviously talking about the footage before that, the big balls of light. I have to admit, it's very bright for a drone, isn't it? Drones are very flashy lights. It's very, it depends if they're commercial or even military as well. But yeah, I'll do a follow-up on that. Yeah.
You know, object coming to Earth. Now, I'm not an astronomer. I'm not a scientist, but why they're asking me is because I made a statement back in January saying that, hey, there's a lie coming. And of course, it was part of a show and it was just but if you watch the whole show, you kind of understand what's going on. And I've made a ton of statements about why I would say something like that. I'm not hiding and just saying it. I've explained to people why multiple times, but people are asking about that. Now, I don't know anything about that particular comment. I read the same stuff as everybody else. The trend I'm realizing, our friend in the disclosure movement, Avi Loeb, he talks about these unique characteristics, and he's not wrong about that, but it is a consensus of one. I don't see a bunch of other astrophysicists and people working on this stuff really echoing that same sentiment. I do love his open-mindedness, and he knows far better than me, and he's investigating the unexplained, not explaining the uninvestigated. So I've got a lot of happiness and joy for the way that he's looking at this problem set. But I will stand firm in that I said in January, and I actually said it earlier, but it was, I think it was played in January, that there was something coming, that people were going to try to convince.
That was the video that I brought up, that he said that something was coming, but it was, I think Sadie corrected me, that was something to do with 2027. That year date's been pushed forward as like an alien invasion, which I've heard so many times before. But confirms it. But yeah, just want to follow up on that.
The public at large, that there was a spacecraft
I have to admit, it does look like a garden gnome, doesn't it?
Slowly moving to Earth. And that didn't come out of thin air. That wasn't just something I made up before I sat down. That came from years of people trying to impose upon me something to use my mouth, that there was this threat coming.
Right, well, who are these people, first of all?
There's a 1970s document that I believe to be classified for sure, and I don't have the ability to get that out to people, but it postulated this. So there were so many warning signs that this was going to happen. I finally said the quiet part out loud. Intelligence agents from multiple agencies, durationally, over years, would call me and slowly edge at me with this theory and this idea to try to get me to say it. And it felt so manipulative, I had to call it out. So that is specifically why.
Okay, well, we all know the intelligence agency are pretty much in the game. So he's pretty much a ploy at this point, a puppet, so to speak.
I said it because I felt that pressure over time. I know you've been told, oh, there are these hints of big things coming. Well, if it is, fucking say it. If it is, then you have a duty to say it. But no one's standing up and raising.
Well, he's not really saying anything, isn't he?
In their hand. So I do think it's absolute nonsense. I think that you're going to see, a comet that's, maybe unique by material, pass by the Earth, and life goes on. I'm pretty high confidence that that's what's going to happen. But again, I don't know. I'm not an astronomer or anything. I just know what.
Yeah, like I said, guys, in terms of 3-Eye Atlas, I'm not going to dwell on 3-Eye Atlas, is that the UFO community has literally pushed in one direction. They want to convince me as a researcher, I need to understand what information I'm coming across. Both ends of the story, the science side, the mainstream side, this is the comet, and obviously the UFO community saying this is extraterrestrial craft. So I'm trying to balance the two out here, but as I'm going through the UFO pages and all the stuff on X and stuff like that, you see there's a lot of AI clickbaity information that I think just people just jump, especially, I'm not saying UFO channels, but a lot of amateur astronomers out there putting out the content and doing it for a lot of clicks and views, really, when you look at it, and they're definitely getting it. But are they pushing out the right information? Because I'm pretty sure I heard several times on videos that 3-Eye Atlas actually give off a signal and we managed to actually pick it up and actually collected the data. I haven't seen any scientific analysis of that. But like I said, it's the UFO community is just pushing one direction, one echo chamber. This is definitely extraterrestrial craft, and this is one side of the story you must look at. It's well, hold on a minute, let me look at the other side as well, before I make rational conclusions. I'll remain 50-50, but there are odd things with 3-Eye Atlas, I have to admit.
Those agencies have tried to push on me.
I really can tell that chat don't like Jeremy Coppell.
Of jumping conclusion. Aha, Jeremy was talking about this one. How did he know? And I was wondering that myself, since you hadn't shared it with me.
But you've heard it, George.
Yeah, of course.
2027 to 2036. Ooh, a big thing is coming. Okay, what is it then? Where'd you
Yeah, okay, it's making a point.
But how'd you find out about it?
I've been around long enough to remember Hale Bopp. You know, Hale Bopp.
Look, I know people bashing Jeremy, but he makes a good point. It's like, where do you find these stories? Project Bluebeam gets brought up every single year. It's not going to happen. People, when it comes to like Project Bluebeam, if you actually do your research into the whole Project Bluebeam scenario, it's a multitude of events leading up to the alien invasion. Project Bluebeam means alien invasion. Yeah, but so like only 1%. It's the financial crash. It's the projection of Jesus and Muhammad in the sky. Global events happening. You know, it's literally a build up. And like I said, we are going through a 2012 effect. It's the same scenario, the same events, the same things get brought up and just twist and turn in a different scenario. I tell you what. In 2027, when nothing happens, I think a lot of UFO channels are really going to jump on that bandwagon. 2027, something's going to happen. We are going through a 2012 effect. Nothing is going to happen. Trust me. We'll still be paying taxes. We'll still have to go to work. You know, we still got to eat for a living. You know, we've got to do the same things. Nothing is going to change because I've done my research into the history of ufology through books and magazines going back to the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. It's the same stories regurgitated over and over again. And because of X and various social media sites, the people that want to be relevant, they just regurgitate these stories just slightly. So you get tidbits of it, but you don't know the full story. Hence why I do my research into German flying saucers, because I understand the whole concept of the conspiracy or UFO story, whatever it may be. Okay.
A lot of people saying, "Oh, there's something following it, a big spaceship, end of the world coming," and then the crazy cult people in Southern California all drank the Kool-Aid and died, killed themselves so they could meet up with it. You know, bad stuff can happen when you do that kind of crazy prognostication. And I'll tell you,
probably.
I saw this last night on X. Somebody had a picture of Avi Loeb, and they're quoting him as saying, "If you're going to take a vacation, you better do it before October 29th because this is it." And you know what? I don't know
that shit like that's not a joke. I'm sorry. That is Avi Loeb is pushed in one direction. He's sticking to one avenue, and the UFO community and all the astronomers, he was just literally living in an echo chamber, literally sucking this guy's dick. It's like, hold on a minute, where's your perspective of this? You know, why is this an extraterrestrial craft? That's a bloody big claim to put forward. But there is a certain agenda behind this, and to be honest with you, I'm not buying it.
Dr. Loeb said anything even remotely close to that.
Oh, he did.
Something's off about
Take your
it.
vacation before October 29th.
Yeah, I saw the video clip. You know, but again, it's all about context, right? So when you're doing an interview and you're talking with people, he was probably kind of making a joke. He wasn't doing a doomsday thing, but it becomes like, you know, biblical scripture. Everybody's got it. Look, Avi Loeb is fighting to investigate the unexplained, not to explain the uninvestigated. That is awesome, but it's the media and social media doing it to itself. I just I don't know, man.
Well, I just know that I'm not going to be able to take a vacation before October 29th because slave driver Jeremy keeps me tethered to this desk here for weaponized.
That's right.
I'm out of luck.
Okay, Rotary, did you put that in chat? If not, could you tag me in it? Oh no, is that there? Hold on, can I copy that? I don't know. Can I do that or not? I can't copy. Do something. I don't know. No, not that. Okay, I'll bear that in mind, mate. I'll bear that in mind. If you can tag me that in. Oh my god, why can I not take that out? Oh, fuck's sake. All right, okay. I tell you what, Rotary, I'll do a follow-up on Throughout Atlas. Anything unusual. If it's worth me actually watching that video for the link you sent me, by all means, I'll definitely look into it. There are things out there that are odd, I have to admit. Let's have a look. Okay, but I have to admit they made some valid points of where I'm in one way pushed in one direction to believe that this is the extraterrestrial craft, and I need to have a realistic perspective on actually what I'm seeing and what information I'm coming across. All right, because like I said, guys, 95% of ufology is bullshit, and that 5% is what we got to concentrate on. And that is one thing UFO channels, unpopular UFO channels like Alien Addict, I should say, it's one thing that you don't hear from big channels. Does that make sense? I think the 420 is kicking in. Woo! Right, okay, let's move on. Let's put it a bit bigger. What we got here? Ryan Graves, slag him off if you want to in chat. I think everyone's doing that at the moment.
This couple witnessed something inexplicable. ASA report.
Oh, look, there's the balls again in Mexico. Look, there it is. It's turning up.
This couple witnessed something inexplicable.
Hell
ASA report number 001. On July 12th, 2025, a UAP was seen by 2 witnesses in Hooksett, New Hampshire. The sighting lasted for 120 seconds. A couple was pulling down their driveway when the wife noticed 2 red lights. The lights appeared above the tree line, each
hold on,
about 3 feet in diameter. The details in the video are difficult to make.
Guys, what do you think? Hey, John, nice to see you. John Woodmass, nice to see you. How's it going? Just a look. I hear you, brother. Yeah, we're going to do a follow-up, like a part 2 for next week's show. Like a bit of a catch-up because I want to see what Richard D. Hall's conclusion on the Gateshead alien encounter. I find it fascinating, I have to admit. Yes, Sadie. Ooh, I think you might be on to that one, I think. Oh, yes, I'm Paul. Sorry, Paul. But yeah, I hope you're doing well, John. Nice to see you, brother. Nice to see you. Right, yeah, I think what we are witnessing here is lanterns.
2 red lights. The lights appeared above the tree line, each about 3 feet in diameter. The details in the video.
Right, I know it's kind of like a potato camera, even though it is 2025. Lanterns have the tubular canopy at the top, and primarily you would see the light at the bottom. The video that we saw in Mexico was a solid ball of light that traveled different directions, basically, from what I gathered. But this looks to me
difficult to make out. However, the witnesses
it looks like frog spawn, does it?
described the objects as looking like clear beach balls with a subtle reddish glow. Each had a smaller basketball-sized sphere inside, described as a mini, shimmering, deep ruby red sun. The pair were captivated by the objects, especially the smaller sphere inside, even calling it deeply beautiful and spectacular to see in person. The orbs moved silently and in sync with each other throughout the entire sighting. The witnesses say they seemed alive rather than machine. Credible UAP sightings like this are more common than you'd think. If you've seen a UAP
or Chinese lantern, contact Third Phase.
Deeply beautiful
Love you,
and
Third Phase.
spectacular to see in person. The orbs moved silently and in sync with each other throughout the entire sighting. The witnesses say they seemed alive rather than machine. Credible UAP.
Okay, right. Anyway, I'm going to be honest with you. Ryan Graves from at Safe Aerospace. I think it might be lanterns, mate. Oh yeah, I've seen this. Check this out. This is weird. There's one thing I want to do a follow-up on next week's show, which is all going to be paranormal stuff, right? Ever heard of the Soul Experiment?
They were told to set up a video camera in the darkened cellar and aim it into a pair of mirrors so that it could see only its own viewfinder.
Check this out.
While it was recording, nothing unusual was seen. But when the tape was played back, these remarkable images had mysteriously appeared.
Hey, Agnostic, nice to see you, man. There's a lot of bullshit.
Other times, spirit faces were coming towards us.
This is weird. Look, check this out. This is a follow-up for next week's show.
Needless to say, it is impossible that video feedback was responsible for these images. As to what some of these extraordinary pictures represent, we can only guess, since their meaning was never explained to the Skull group.
Sorry.
This is another equally enigmatic video. It appears to be part of a strange face with moving eyes.
That's crazy, isn't it?
We spoke to Dr. Scher at his...
Apparently, Harry Enfield, he is doing a live show where he's doing all his characters from Harry Enfield and the Chums or something like that. I might go because he's playing in Bath. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if he's woke these days. Not sure.
His home in Switzerland.
There's absolutely no possibility that this film could have been prepared before.
Oh, it's gonna get spooky next week.
One of the video films, it was in its original packaging, which I opened. I took the film out, I signed the film, and I put it personally in the video camera.
At a later time, a few video experiments were attempted in full light. Once again, nothing unusual was seen during the recording. However, on playback, this appeared.
Yes. Now, Sadie, now that's scary. Hey, who's there? Benjamin Manning Music. Nice to see you, brother. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people are getting their notifications, man. But I hope you're doing well. Are you gigging at the moment? You got about 5 minutes to watch live stream. But I hope you're doing well, brother. And yeah, happy Friday. Happy Friday. Lulu and Harry, yeah. I think it was Harry Enfield who's doing a live show or like a live sketch thing. I tell you what, if you want something that's not woke or anything like that, Harry and Paul from like 2012, I think that's funny to watch. I have to admit.
In November 1999, the three principal investigators published their conclusions in the SPR's official proceedings. This extensive volume is now known as the Skull Report.
Oh, the Skull Report, right.
If you take all the phenomena within the whole of the Skull experiment over 2 years while we were there, I would say that the possibility of fraud and faking was nil.
Oh, the end of the video. Yeah. Yeah, I tell you what, it still stands up to the test of time, I have to admit. I don't know, I might go see him. I think I've got a few months to actually actually, I think it might be next year. But yeah, apparently if you put in Harry Enfield, he's doing these productions of like sketches he used to do. Yeah, Harry and Paul. Yeah, it is hilarious. It's definitely not PG-13. Sorry, not woke or anything like that. It's hilarious. I absolutely find it definitely thoroughly entertaining. Right, let's see what else we got here. But yeah, I want to do a follow-up on this Skull experiment. Or Skull experiment. I think there was a couple of them that was done. One of them, you had these psychics in a seance, and you had this camera inside of like this tin that you couldn't even open. And apparently they were putting some psychic projection into this actual film camera. It's actually the ones that's got the film had to be developed. And it came up with all these reptilians, aliens and stuff like that. I'm not sure if it might be this one, but I want to do a follow-up on it because, like I said, we don't really go into like a lot of paranormal. I think a lot of people in ufology are a bit like 50-50 when it comes to the paranormal, but it's all basically the same fucking thing, isn't it, when you look at it? Right, let's have a little look. Oh yeah, I've seen that. Talking about Germans. Right, check this out. So real prototype. This, my friend, is absolute total nonsense, and take this from an expert. It's me I'm talking about here. Am I an expert in German flying saucers? Not really. I've done my research and publications for sure, but real anti-gravity flying saucers, not too sure on that one. Kind of looks like George Zamsky, but anyway, if you want to go see German flying, if you want to see German flying saucers and the whole backtrack history of it, You can check out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts. I think I've done already on it. So there we go. Yeah, check out this. I was a paperboard back in the day. In America, did you do this in America as well, where they actually chuck the paper like on the lawn and not actually put it through the letterbox? But check out the skills on this guy. Oh, look at that! Like, fucking, it's a guy's head, isn't it? Check out this. That skill. Look at that. Oh my God, he actually got it under the door. Look at that. Wait for it right there. Unbelievable. That won't really fly in England. Bloody music. Yeah, I tell you what, if anyone's on X, subscribe or follow Oddly Interesting. There's nothing that gets you triggered, but it does have some really good, interesting stuff on there. I think that's it. I think I showed that last time. Okay, right. Well, that can piss off. Oh no, it's not. That's not AI, is it? No way is that AI. I'm gonna bring it back up. Don't do this to me. Did I just got fooled by AI? Wait for it. Wait for it. Where is it to? No. Oh my God, shut up. No, that can't be AI. The thing is, when he gets it through the door, come on, darling. No. Guys, you think that's AI? Yeah, look at the paper that goes under the door. This is what I thought. Oh, don't do this to me. This is what I mean, guys. I'm getting confused now. Let's make it a bit bigger. Hold on. No way. Sorry, one more time. You can see the hairs on the arm. I mean, AI arms are smooth and it's got a look to it. I mean, yeah, actually, tell you what, look at that when he hits it, when he picks it. If this is AI, I am goddamn impressed. But yeah, let's look when he goes in front. Look under the door. I think you might be right on that one. Oh, am I getting fooled? Am I getting fooled by this? Oh no, we've reached the point. Oh my God. I think, yeah, I'm not, to be honest with you. Probably AI, yeah. God, we come to that point now, isn't it? It's crazy. Right, I've got a few more things I want to bring up. Just come up to 2 over. Normally going to keep the show to like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So I'm not going to keep you too much. What I'm going to do is bring up this here, back up, put the volume on. It should come up. Got it. Okay. So next week, oh yeah, Edge Media TV, yay! All right, let's get out of that. I tell you, we're going to leave this for next time, probably Tuesday. Right, there's one thing I want to do a show on. Is did Paul McCartney die in 1967? I know it's an old conspiracy, and I was going to talk about it today, but I don't have time anyway because there's a massive rabbit hole to get into. But this YouTube channel, which is actually in description, by the way, Justice for James Paul McCartney, I have to admit, even I'm getting fooled by it. I'm like, hold on a minute, I think there might be onto something here. There are some very odd anomalies with it, so I shall. Oh, mate, Benjamin, did you know that? Yeah, on the Edge, Edge Media TV, and hence why you probably know my catchphrase: watching you, watching us, watching them. But yeah, oh mate, we've got to catch up at some point. We've got to meet up, and I don't think you're 420, brother. I don't think so, you too. But yeah, definitely meet up at some point. No, I have watched sorry, I have listened to the Beatles. Don't get offended, but from what I'm about to say, but I just find it a little bit boring. No offense, okay? Don't get triggered, but the paranormal is definitely real. Thank you for diverting that topic there. No, but honestly, oh, you do 420? Okay, fair enough, fair enough. I've got plenty with me, but yeah. What I was going to say about Beatles, I appreciate what they've done for the music to progress music to where we are now. Not very in a good spot, you know, but after that, the bands it's created, the influence that is done. But I know you're a massive Beatles fan, mate. I know. And I have listened to the albums. Trust me when I say this. I did download the whole album, like the whole backtrack, you know, the White Album and, you know, Sgt. Pepper's, all that. I listened to it. And there were some songs that were like, oh, that's quite catchy, but I wouldn't add it to my playlist. It's just something I don't really listen to, but I appreciate what they've done for the aspect of progression of music. Okay, so don't get triggered like I do with Brian Cox, all right? But yeah, this is it. There are some good points to it. But anyway, going back to this, I will do a follow-up on this at some point if I had time today, but I think we've come near to the end. It's the White Vinegar guy. Don't listen to that. I'll catch up with Janine UFO Research to put some banging videos out. That's my White Vinegar thing. Just quickly talking about nostalgia, right? Now, one of my favorite songs in the whole entire world is Owner of the Lonely Heart. Every time I hear it, I think of this. City. I know it's a fucking awesome song. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. But every time I know, as long as I play 7 seconds, I should be right. But yeah, every time I hear that song, it reminds me of Vice City. Same. That kind of makes me feel nostalgic because I remember playing Vice City back in like 2004. I think it's like was it 2004 or something like that. And every time I hear these songs, I'm like, oh, it just reminds me of GTA. It reminds me, yeah, Flock of Seagulls. Yeah, that's that song, guys. I ran so far away. Flock of Seagulls. Oh right, okay. I hear you, brother. Yeah, we'll do a follow up on that. We'll do a follow up on Billy Shears and Paul McCartney. But these songs now just remind me of that time period. Childhood, yes, absolutely, John. There's another one as well. I mean, you had the Michael Jackson song as well. Hang on. Which one was that? That's when you first start off, isn't it? Yeah, Billie Jean. That's it. I couldn't think of the name, but yeah, it's just it just reminds me of that time period. Just thinking about these videos, sorry, these songs, so to speak. But yeah, that goes on to what nostalgia, the topic that I was going to talk about. But anyway, I think that's it, guys. I think that is pretty much everything. We've gone over 2 hours, and yeah, I think that's everything I have in my archive. So yes, come say your goodbyes now, guys, and I appreciate everyone being in chat. And it's because of you is the reason why 40 people that were in chat who was watching this stream right now is the reason why I'm doing this is because of you. Alien Addict it's just like that. It goes like that, and YouTube are like, nope, back down again. So it's kind of off-putting to a certain degree, but I will still continue to do these live streams because I've got so much content to work here. Like I said, history ufology is very, very important because you can understand where we are now and where things are led up to. So like in terms of like regurgitating stories and stuff like that. So yeah. Oh, don't worry about it, Sophia. It's all good. Don't worry. I know because you're moving soon, isn't it? when are you moving to? In that lovely little farm, isn't it? I think you're moving. But yeah, I know it's an extremely stressful time. So yes, come say your goodbyes now. And what am I doing for? Did you put it on X? What's that? So Sadie. Are you talking to me? I think you're talking to me. I forgot what I was talking about, to be honest with you. Anyway, so I'm just going through chat quickly. Right. Oh, the show. Yeah, sorry. Oh God. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know. All honesty, I try not to promote myself on X. I'm a very reserved person, believe it or not. And I find the drama kind of gets followed once you get onto X. And I think people in chat might agree with me on that one. Especially at the moment with Lou Elizondo and all the death threats and stuff like that. I just keep out of it. So I could do just a couple because it's good to sort of promote the show. But in all honesty, at the moment, I think the damage has been done because the words I say that I have done, especially in the past. Because I understand now when it comes to a content creator, Sadie, I don't know if you deal with YouTube or not, but you got to watch out what words you say. Because there are YouTube channels that are, there's UFO channels that's like started about a year ago, and they've now quadrupled the amount of subscribers and viewers that Alien Addict has, and it's just like that. I think because I've run my mouth too much. That's my fault, in my opinion. So the only thing I can do is just continue, do the best I can, cut down the swearing. Don't talk about conspiracies too much. Those key words. I like talking about conspiracies, but it's those key words that I'm going to be very, very careful of. And you know me, guys, I'm not one of these clickbait people, even though I did that on the Free Itis thing. But it's kind of like trying to prove a point. Is that you're just going to get honest opinion from my perspective of research that I have done. And like I said, I'm very, very you get a very based, realistic conclusion from the research that I've done. Like I said, 95% of ufology is bullshit. 90% of it, is a lot of crap that goes with it. And we kind of shift in between that sort of nonsense and focus on that 5% that is really, really crucial, important. Sorry, guys, I'm rambling. Say goodbye now. Yeah, we'll be back on Wednesday. I'm not going to do a show on Tuesday, but Wednesday is our Halloween show with Hidden. It'd be around about 9, half 9, normal sort of time, and everything paranormal happening there. I think we've got a guest coming on, which would be interesting. I'm not sure if John P. Adventures is coming on as well. But I'll be back on next Friday, which would be Halloween, the 31st. I might dress up on that, and it will be a whole ghost. I'm going to find the best ghost footage and everything paranormal related. It'd be very, very interesting. So I'm going to go through chat. Sadie, oh yes, hit the like, be much appreciated, and please spread the word for Alien Addict. Be very, very kind. Very, very kind. So Sadie, thank you so much, darling. Thank you so much. I'm going to start calling women darling. I'm really sorry because Hidden says, look, you're not supposed to say that anymore. But I know it just sounds a bit outdated, put it that way. But no, thank you, Sadie. It's much appreciated. John P. Adventures, send us an email, brother. I'm trying to squeeze in an interview if you want to before like Wednesday if you want. But thanks for being in chat. And yeah, looking forward to seeing you soon, man. And there we go, through chat's go crazy. Sophia, if you are moving, happy moving, and don't stress too much. 420, and look up in the sky. You'll be fine. Paul, you're probably gone now, but anyway, thanks for being here, man. One True Saxon, I'll get back to you through the email. Puck Alf, YY Falls, Ray Clay, if you're still here, let's go back down to the bottom. Bob Lazar, Rocket Man himself, Art Bell's Ghost to Ghost are the best. Oh, really? Okay, yeah. It's been a few months since I listened to Art Bell, but I'll definitely check that out. Chameleon, is that right? I think that's right. UK, thanks for being here. Chillster, I think there's a few other people as well. Back up the top. I think that's everything. I think that's everyone. Right, okie dokie. Oh, yeah. Oh, you moved today. Oh, and the fridge blew up. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Oh, well. You got my email address, Sophia. That's why I haven't done a live stream. I thought, oh, I haven't seen Sophia do a live stream. But yeah, when you settle down, I'd love to see your scenery. Awesome. But yeah, have a good weekend. Have a good weekend. Rotary, thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. And yeah, I appreciate your efforts as well. I think that's everything. And she pop. Thank you. So yes, right. Catch you Wednesday on Hidden Underbelly Show at 9 p.m. If not, I shall see you next Friday for the Halloween show. So have a good weekend and don't do anything too crazy like I always do. Stop jumping off buildings or anything like that. But anyway, peace and love, y'all. And I'm trying to think anything I can say. Oh, yes. They're watching you, watching us, watching them. Take care. See you soon. Right, is it playing twice? Sorry, it's double backing, is it? Oh no! All right, okay, never mind. I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, this is the new photograph of 3i Atlas. Yeah, go figure. Right, guys, have a good one. See you soon. Oh, it is actually. All right, okay. What's going on there then? Okay, never mind. I'll sort it out another time. Right, have a good weekend, guys. See you soon.